Hello there everybody, this is CP666 back with you for a computer video. People have been requesting that I do another computer video, please. And who am I to not oblige to that, because most of my life is about computers. So here we have the T42p, and today we're going to be trying out some Linux distros on it. I have an 8GB Duracell USB stick here. It's actually not made by Duracell, it's made by somebody else, but I don't know who it is. It's old, slow, but it'll be plenty enough for the job. What I'm planning on doing is installing some distros to a hard drive, and I'm going to see how they run for a little bit, and see if I can get one that'll do exactly what I want it to do. Alright, so a couple of things here. Number one, and I'm not sure where I put it. Oh, it's over here. I took the wireless card out of the T42. This is what it is. It's mini PCI. I believe it's a 2103B. It's an 0211B card, but it has a problem. You see, I can connect to my home network, and it can sustain a connection for about 5 minutes, after which it drops the connection. I can reconnect once, and then it drops that connection again, and then I can't find my home network. Then it just completely drops everything. And what I have to do is reboot the computer before this can actually work again. So, obviously that card has a problem. Second of all, as you might be able to see, I kind of lost my trackpad. When I pulled this out, I must have pulled the cable out for the trackpad, so I'm going to have to fix that. Third of all, this is Windows XP on that 40GB hard drive. This is what I'd backed up, and you can see it's very obviously broken. It will not log me in, and it basically just sits here and hangs. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but we're going to shut it down. And I'm just going to erase it anyway, because I don't care about Windows XP now. Windows 7 works perfectly fine. And that is that. Alright, as you can see, I've actually replaced a couple of the screws with screws from a T61. Because this is what some of the screws that I replaced look like. In fact, all of them basically look like this. Focus on the screw head, please. There we go. Look at how stripped out that is. There were some that were worse than that. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take out all these screws, and I'm going to have to take the, put the trackpad back in, because that bugs me. Alright, got my bootable USB here. Let's go ahead and see if it's going to work. Now, it might have a problem with this bigger drive, because it's an 8GB drive. Let's see if it'll post. Let's go into the manager here. It is taking an awfully long time to post here. Alright, so here's the on a 4GB disk. Let's see if that one works. I'm going to have to disable this because this is annoying. But it does have a Phoenix BIOS on it. So for those of you that were wondering, these IBM BIOS things are not in-house. They're basically modified Phoenix BIOS technology. Man, this thing is slow. And you can't even break it either. Like pressing the... Oh, you can. Wow. Oops. Boot, damn you. Come on, all I want to go do is go into the friggin' BIOS. Please. Phoenix First BIOS Notebook Pro version 2.0 for IBM ThinkPad. There we go. Intel boot agent. Active protection. What is going on? I went into the BIOS, you piece of crap. Now it's going to try and boot into Windows XP. I don't want this. Alright, so it's able to find it, and we'll see if it can boot. Linux Mint. This is Debian, by the way. Live mode. Linux Mint Debian 2013. Because I figure, well, what the hell, I might as well try it out. Battery may be broken, which means it may be old, or... Really? Well, the battery works perfectly fine, so get off my lawn. Laptop battery is fully charged at 99.2%. Let's see if it can actually get an internet connection, because I don't have a wireless card installed. I'm going to have to tether it to my T500. Well, that part worked. It's obtaining a connection. See if we can get online with this piece of crap. You can see Linux Mint Debian. Yep, there we go. We are connected, which is what I want. So let's see how the internet works. Basically, as far as I can tell, there's no difference between this and any other version of Linux Mint. So this really is not worth installing onto a hard drive. Let's see. Stop that. My trackpad is working. Let's go to YouTube. Yeah, youtube.cvon. That's a great place to go. CCOM is also another nice place. Shut up. Let's see. Let's go to some random video here. Let's look up. Let's cue something up here. Let's see here. It's nice that it actually detected the sound hardware out of the box.
Used at my work as an office machine.
Can really overdrive it.
Nonetheless, it's going to have enough power to do pretty much anything for everyday use, being based on the AMD A10 platform. But this week has been very hectic, and I can't even remember what exactly I ordered.
So it's actually running a whole lot better than Windows was.
So I'm going to dig into these boxes.
It's not glitching up and not freezing and all that stuff.
I think that's the first time.
Let's take a look at the system hardware monitor here. System monitor. Alright, so it is using quite a bit of the CPU to do that.
I've ever ordered stuff from Newegg and got a box that
very
doesn't say
clearly see
Newegg on
it's
it. It's just a
pretty much
Chromecast
pegging the
box. They must have
CPU
used what they had laying
just to do
around.
that.
And
It does have a GPU on it. It has an
case boxes.
ATI Mobility Fire GLT2. I guess that if I were to install the restricted driver, it would actually work a whole lot better. But I'm just testing this, so I'm not really going to worry too much about that. What I want to do now is I want to get the next one working, so we're going to go ahead, shut this down, and I'm going to get the next one ready. Alright, next up we have Ubuntu 13.04. Raring Ringtail. I haven't used Ubuntu in a long time. Since 12.04, I've refused to actually touch it with a 10-foot pole, because I don't like Unity. And in 12.10, they introduced a new, what is essentially a keylogger into their search feature for their dashboard, and that's put me off of using it. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm not going to be installing it because I'm not going to be using it permanently anyway. It also seems to have a great difficulty getting a lot of other stuff working. Whoops. F12. Getting the hardware working, especially the sound. I can never get the sound to work in Ubuntu Linux out of the box. I have to do some fiddling around with drivers and crap. I never did quite figure out what that actually meant. Aw, man, come on. Yeah, that figures. Oh well, I guess that's not really going to work too well. Alright, now we have Xubuntu 1304, and if you don't like my pronunciation of that, well, too bad, because I'm not going to pronounce it 5 million different ways, or rather, what do we have now, 6 billion different ways, because there are about 6 billion different people on this planet. I don't friggin' care, I'm going to pronounce it however I want, and you're going to have to deal with that. I don't know if this is going to work at all, because this is based on Ubuntu, and obviously Ubuntu required the physical address extension, which this computer doesn't have. So this is probably going to be a rip-roaring failure, but I might as well try it anyway, because that's what I'm here for. Still find it odd that it can't actually address this 8GB disk. It's kind of unfortunate. Let's press F12. Although I don't think I have to do that, because I think it's ready to boot off of the USB first. Yeah, it boots off of the USB first, so I don't even really need to do that. That's not purple like it was before. What happens if we hit enter? English. Let's just go to Xubuntu live mode. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. I don't know. I doubt it's going to actually work. But I'm cautiously optimistic. So we'll see. Shut up. Actually, I'm going to turn that off because that's annoying. That's for that thing, which I have turned off anyway. I'm going to turn it back on tomorrow. Yep, figures. Okay. So that's a rip-roaring failure as well. Let's try the next one. Now that is strange, because that is an ISO for CrunchBang 11, which is on their compatibility list, but apparently it's not on their compatibility list, which I think is rather odd. Let's go ahead and just create that. Of course I do. Yes, I'm going to format it. Still can't get over that awesome typo right there, but whatever. So that might take a while. Alright, CrunchBang Linux. Let's go ahead and try this out, see what happens. This is i486, so maybe this will actually work. I don't know. I can just let it run. At least I should be able to just let it run. It'll boot off the USB. Is this Linux? CrunchBang. Live session. Let's run that. Waldorf, 32-bit, build 2013-0506. I think it's working. Haha, I think it actually did what it was supposed to. Now it should load the GUI and we should be able to get in business. That's surprisingly fast for a USB stick. And an old one at that. That's a really old 4GB USB thumb drive. Oh, something happened. Maybe not. Alright, so we can see all the system information, all the other stuff, a couple of that stuff. There is no menu, you have 2 workspaces. That's how that works. Let's take a look at the file manager. I don't know what this is. I believe this is... Nope, it's doing her. Alright, let's try and play some crap here. Alright, testing out its ability to play screensavers here. It's not fast, that's for sure. I just think that is the most awesome screensaver ever. Watching, like, exploding galaxies and stuff. Anyway, so X screensaver is installed by default here. Let's take a look at what we have here. 8GB disk. Let's try playing some music. See if it'll play music. It's loading something. It actually has VLC bundled by default here. So you can really overdrive that speaker. Shut up. Let's find another song. You can also see that it's a resident program. Well, what's the next one? Let's choose this one. I think this is supposed to have 2 speakers, but only one of them actually works. Because I can only hear sound coming out of one speaker. That might be something to look into later. Let's try playing a video file here. An old one. Digitron multifunction clock.
There is no time like the present.
You can see, obviously, it doesn't really... Oh, it does. Okay. Should probably give it more,
There is no time like the present.
I don't know. Let's try a newer video. Let's see this one. Turn the volume down because I really don't need...
I'm going to demonstrate the fan using the remote. I found something shocking. Here.
So you can see there, it actually does play video pretty decently. Let's try a more modern one. Oh, I don't have a more modern one. You can even play high definition video and it's not doing that badly. Check that out. It's pretty damn cool. Alright, let's try YouTube. Skip that because that's stupid. I don't know why it did that. Of course, I also don't know why this volume is so loud here and not in Windows. I think it's actually cool how it overdrives that speaker, but whatever. Let's see.
I picked up some old laptops that were,
Yeah, it's definitely running a whole lot better than it was in Windows. How about another video? Let's pick this one. Of course, it's probably going to play an ad, which annoys me, but whatever. It's going to be loud as hell.
With chart formatting control, fine-tune your charts quickly and easily. Change the title, layout, or other...
Yeah, this isn't half bad. Yeah, it's not that great, but it's also not that bad either. I doubt it could actually play 480p, but I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway. Just for kicks and grins. Oh, this is so
This is a
annoying.
laptop. This is a computer.
Throw it into 480p here. It's trying to switch to 480p. Not doing a very good job at it. So let's come back when it actually decides it wants to play a 480p video. Alright, I've just loaded a video in 480p. I'm going to try 720p in a second. It is actually not doing that bad. Look at that.
when I left off with...
So let's switch it over into 720p and see how bad this is. This, I think, is going to be the best part of this entire video. Trying to play 720p on what is essentially a Pentium 3. Let's go back to 0. Yeah, you can see it obviously can't do that. It can't keep up with the video here. But I'll tell you what, that actually isn't all that bad. It's better than what Windows was doing. That's for sure. So it can actually do 720p video. Barely. Barely, but it can still do it.